On the slope of Mount Pelion, where olive groves meet the winds of the Aegean Sea, lived a vineyard keeper named Democritus. He was not a wealthy man, but he was honest, and throughout the region he was famous for his wine and his kind heart. Democritus had a cousin named Cleon. Cleon lived in the same area, but had a richer house, more slaves, and larger barns. However, there was one quality about Cleon that neighbors noticed but never spoke aloud. Every autumn, when Democritus harvested his grapes and pressed the first wine, Cleon would appear. He would come with empty hands, sit in the shade of the old plane tree, and begin to sigh. "Oh, Democritus," he would say, "life is hard for me. The harvest is poor, the workers are lazy, my wife is sick, and now there are taxes." Democritus would listen, nod, and pour his brother wine. Cleon would drink, sigh, and when leaving, would take a small jug with him for his health. This went on for years. Cleon never helped with the grape harvest, never fixed the fence, never lent a single drachma without interest. But at funerals and weddings, he would be in the front row, sighing the loudest or laughing the loudest. One day, Democritus traveled to Delphi. Along the way, he met a blind old man sitting by a stone, reaching out his hand. "Give to the blind," the old man whispered. Democritus gave him half the coins he was carrying to the temple. Then the old man opened his eyes. He was not blind. "You gave me what you were carrying for the god," said the old man. "For this, I will tell you 3 things. First, beware of Danons bearing gifts. Second, beware of a friend who cries the loudest at your wedding. And third, the most important, beware of a relative who comes with empty hands, but always leaves with full ones." Democritus shuddered. He immediately thought of Cleon. "But what should I do?" he asked. "He is my own blood." The old man grinned with his toothless mouth. "Blood, my boy, comes in different kinds. There is blood that nourishes, and there is blood that sucks. Kinship is not about who was born under the same star as you, but who stands beside you when the stars go out." And the old man vanished, as if he had never been there. Democritus returned home and found the usual scene. Cleon sat under the plane tree, drinking wine and complaining about life. Beside him stood a prepared jug for his health. "Brother," asked Democritus, "how many times have you come to me in the last 10 years? Cleon was surprised. "Well, many times." "And how many times have you brought even one grape cluster, even one branch for the hearth? Have you ever helped fix the roof that leaks every year?" Cleon frowned. "I do not come for that. I come to share in your sorrow and joy." "You come," said Democritus quietly, "when I have sorrow to complain about your own, and you come when I have joy to share it with my wine." Cleon jumped up, red with anger. "You begrudge me wine? I am your brother. Have you forgotten that our mothers are sisters? Have you forgotten?" "I have forgotten nothing," Democritus interrupted. "But I have finally remembered one thing. Kinship is not measured by blood, but by what you leave behind. You leave empty jugs and heavy air. Go, Cleon, and do not come again." Cleon left, loudly slamming the gate. The jug, however, he took for his health. A year later, Cleon went bankrupt. The merchants he owed money to took his house and slaves. He came to Democritus for the first time with empty, outstretched hands. "Brother," he said, "I am perishing. Help me." Democritus looked at him for a long moment and replied, "I will give you food for today, and wine 1 jug, but I will not let you into the house, because I have learned one wisdom. There are relatives who come only to take. And if you give to them once, they will come again, and if you do not give, they will call you an enemy. But it is better to be an enemy than to be an empty place for someone who calls you brother." Cleon left. No one saw him in those parts again. And Democritus lived a long life, and his wine was famous throughout Hellas, because he understood, sometimes the most merciful thing you can do for a person is to stop being their source.